Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Coaches Football, or Talks Football, whichever you prefer. Today we're doing Romania against the Netherlands on my obsessive quest to eventually teach the world everything there is about football, because quite frankly, most of the commentators and pundits don't really know what they're talking about. So using my over 20 plus years coaching experience, I'm going to give you a different little insight into what's actually going on. One of the things I'm going to cover today is something I've seen happen over and over again over time, is players not actually... how do you describe it? Fulfilling their duties isn't the right word. Carry on trying is more across the point. There's got to be a specific term for it. When I show you later on in the video, you're going to see what I mean. I'm going to actually relate, because I can remember this happening when I was about 16 playing against a player, and they thought they were too good. And a similar, it didn't result in a goal, but it's a similar sort of thing, almost identical on the line as well. So I'll cover that. But right now we're going to look at these two sitting in this gap. You can see this massive gap right here. Let's just start drawing it out. You can see how big this pocket of space is here, and how easy it is to find one of them straight away with a pass here into the midfield, right? So let's just move this forward a little bit. Bosh, in we come. And he's got all the time in the world to actually take a touch and turn. And you can see the difference of having players high and wide, right? So this back four here can't engage, because if they do, they're going to. If anyone steps forward, immediately there's going to be a running behind, and that ball's going to get played. Okay, so he can't do that, and that's a huge problem. This is why people talk about certain teams in the Euros when they don't have players high and wide, or they don't have traditional left wingers, or that sort of stuff. This is where it matters, because if they are, they're out here doing this, and it causes all of these guys a problem. No one can step towards that ball, because if they do, it opens up a massive space behind them, and their midfield is completely and utterly out of position by about 15 yards, I reckon, about 15 yards. So let's just move this on a little bit more. Now we do just get a little simple pass out here, but I'm going to isolate the incident I want to show you, because it's just a 1v1. That's all it really is. So my initial reaction when I saw this live was, he's not close enough and his body shape is wrong. Can you see he's facing that way, right? So what he's really doing, he's opening up the back side of him here to be dribbled into. And I used to love this when I was, running at players, when they offer you this amount of space, and you can see that they give you their back. So that means all you got to do is cut inside on your foot here, and it's almost impossible for him to tackle you now, because his body shape is wrong. He needs his foot to be on the half turn a little bit further, so his back isn't like here, facing this way. He can even square him up and face him this way. Now, I personally don't like that. He needs to really be shoving him a little bit into another direction, probably more down the line, but he can't, because his body shape is wrong. So all this guy has got to do is cut it and then take a shot. Now, initially, I was also thinking that this space here was a problem, but it wasn't. It was just the quality of the shot. And I didn't really want to give it the quality that it deserved, but it is just a decent strike. That's why he ends up beating the keeper here and this guy. Not necessarily the space here, because he doesn't really exploit it so much. So when he makes this little cut inside, let's see if I can show you that a little bit better. Here we go. From this cut inside here to the moment he takes the shot, and the shot hitting the back of the net. Watch this. Dosh, bang. It's really quick. That's the power of the shot going in there. And again, that cut back is because of the defender's body shape. He's opening up that extra half a yard. If you know, I want to know what I'm talking about there, go watch my Kylian Mbappe video. I break it down a little bit better in that. But I want to show you from this other angle, and this is what really made me make up my mind. See, when he's done his little cut in here, and you can see this space isn't really that much at all. Now, this defender here is terrible. He doesn't go towards the ball. He turns his back. I don't know why all modern footballers are cowards, but that's the thing. But this is what I'm really looking at. Look at this guy's head here to the corner of that post there. He should be saving this, but it is the power of the shot that beats him. So when he cuts inside here, Bosh, you're looking, see, this guy's always starts to turn his back. When the shot's taken, you can see he ends up, fully going through there. But he shouldn't be able to get his shot away this close to the goal, and the goalkeeper not being able to save it at the near post. He does it just because of the power bump, and it's into the bottom of the net box. Overall, not a bad strike, but really it comes down to the poor 1v1 defending on the outside. He just could have done better. Let's get on to the next goal. So this whole sequence of events here is just laziness and this isn't any slight on Romania. This is the modern day footballers. It comes in modern day. I saw this 35 years ago. So it isn't something new, and it was always going to go on forever. Now, this ball's just been taken as a throw into this corner here. Okay, and this isn't really what I want to show you because there's a little bit of sort of flicky, bouncy. They just don't deal with the ball properly. They're just too lazy in their defending. But that's not the incident. That's not the reason why this goal gets scored. I'm going to show you it right now. Here we go. This is the reason why. Kick the ball out, and it's. There's a couple of reasons here. There's almost like when it happened when I was playing, and it was the arrogance of the defender thinking, "Oh, I'm too good. This young kiddie isn't going to beat me." And then I beat him, and then he won the ball back because he's too good, and then I took it off him and beat him again. And it was exactly the same on the byline. Actually, it was on the sideline, not the byline. And I did it over, and I whipped a cross in. We didn't score from it. But everyone was yelling at the defender, just do your job properly. Just do your job. What are you doing? Stop playing. You know, you're taking chances with that young kiddie. Stop it. Stop it. And this is what this guy's doing here. He's taking chances with this guy right here. He's won the ball right there. All he's got to do is poke it out, and he doesn't. He's shielding it, thinking, oh, no, it's okay. It's exactly the same thing that happened to me when I was a kiddie. The defender was shielding it out, going, there's no way he's going to get that. Yeah, and I was quicker than you, mate, and I did twice. Won the ball. Bump. Keeps it on there. Now that's okay, because now you just kick it out for a corner. Here comes the next guy coming in here. That's all he needs to do is deal with the problem. But no one wants to deal with the problem or take responsibility of giving away a corner. What they'd rather do is mess around with the ball and actually give a goal away. Bosh! And it's into the net box. Because nobody wants to kick the ball out of play and take responsibility. They think they're good enough and strong enough to shield the ball out of play and do something cute instead of just getting the ball safe and then recovering. Here's a much better angle. Look, this guy here, he's out for the count. All this defender's got to do is poke it and kick it out of bounds, and he doesn't. Next thing you know, the Netherlands guy's up, donk, somehow keeps it in. Anyone here could have dealt with that. They don't. They're all just too lazy. Donk. Back across, and it's into the net box. Yeah, deal with the problem first so then you don't get into these situations, and both of those players could have dealt with that. They just didn't. Let's get on to the next goal. Okay, so what we're looking at here is a 1v1 situation with these two clowns running back. Right, so all he has to do is stay in the middle of the field. You do not, if you're in this situation, you do not commit to the left or the right, because the minute you do, if you come this side, guess what he's going to do? Cut in behind you and smash it into the goal. So let's just watch this defender as we move this forward. Okay, so you see he's slightly committing to the one side, which he can't afford to do. Now, the other problem, if you're going to the one side, you can't be level with him. You need to be back an extra yard or two, so he cannot cut you to the other side. If you are level, he's going to cut the ball past you, and especially to your blind side over here, which he's going to, because you're continuing to run, and you cannot be level. You have to be back. You can't be getting. You just have to keep coming backwards and backing away from the guy until you're close enough to make a challenge, and he's just not doing that. Look, as we go forward, look. He's too close to the ball. All this guy's got to do now is cut it into the inside, and you're done for. And this is the perfect example, right? So he's cut it into the inside here, and you can understand what I'm saying. Now, if he, the defender, is just a little further back, when he cuts him inside, he can still make a challenge and get his foot across. He can't challenge him. He's already gone past him. That's the extra 2 yards that you need, and why you need it, because you still can put in a challenge. When you're here, you're too close, your foot can't react. He's already gone round you. Next thing he does, though, here, he looks to roll it into this bottom corner, right like this. Dosh. And the keeper buys it, and he goes across the keeper. He completely does the keeper with his eyes. Watch, donk, donk. And he rifles it across to the other side. You can. I don't know if you noticed how he does his body shape there, just as he's taking the shot. That's how he's beating the keeper. One little last play. Keep an eye on his hips where cause he's got them open, right? But then right at the last minute, he closes them and pulls it to this one side. Watch. Draw. Boof, and then closes them to the other side. You see that? The keeper thinks he's going that way. It's all too late. But that comes from poor defending. He could have just held him, been another couple of yards off him, and the cavalry was coming. People were coming to help him. So he didn't need to be so close to the defender, to the attacker there. He could have just given him that extra separation of those 1 or 2 yards, and he was still outside the 18-yard box or just on top. So he still had yardage to play with. Terrible defending. Other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Coaches Football, or Talks Football. Haven't decided which one yet. Let me know what you think in the comments below.